Hi, my name is Dylan, and these are things I wish I knew before my first semester at UVA Wise. Terrible. Hi, my name is Dylan, and these are things I wish I knew before my first semester in the Year in Wise program. Okay, before we begin, I just want to say one thing. Also, I'll have timestamps in the description below, and so you can just skip past this, but I got a new computer. Finally. It's the MacBook Pro 14-inch, and this means that I will not be using my 2017 i5 Intel iMac. And the thing, it was just too slow for things I was doing. And hopefully this new computer will satisfy my needs. Also, this means that this will officially be my last video edited on iMovie. Thank the f***ing Lord, because I hate iMovie. It just sucks. I literally had to use Keynote to make my extra transitions and subtitles if I had to, and it was just a hassle. Okay, anyways, what is the Year in Wise program? That's a great question. The Year in Wise program is a guaranteed transfer program offered to in-state Virginians that A, got waitlisted by UVA, and B, applied to UVA's College of Arts and Sciences. I knew for a long time that I wanted to attend UVA, so after evaluating my options, I ultimately ended up choosing to go through with this program. First, I would like to preface my academic section by saying that it is essential for you to do your own research in the courses you take. What I mean by this is, if you are in the Year in Wise program, since you're not planning to graduate from UVA Wise, it's essential that you take courses that will ultimately transfer to UVA and fulfill UVA's general ed requirements. Also, since you are going to be considered a transfer student, you should be fulfilling the traditional curriculum. Okay, after doing more research, my transfer class is actually the last class to follow the traditional requirements, and everyone after us, they'll be following a specific track. I'll link it down below, but yeah, just be aware of what you should be doing at UVA Wise and not fulfilling the UVA Wise requirements. I'm saying this because a lot of my friends and we did our research kind of late, in the middle of the semester, and there were courses that we realized that we didn't need to take, and also courses that they were whatever, but they didn't transfer, or they won't transfer over to UVA. So it's kind of why did I take this class? With that being said, UVA Wise freshmen are allowed to take anywhere from 12 to 18 credits per semester. I personally took 18 credits this semester, and most Year in Wise students, I would say, take anywhere from 16 to 18 credits. So it's definitely manageable. I took 6 classes: Intro to Python, Honors Comp, Western Civilizations 1, Calculus 2, Accelerated Elementary Spanish, and there was a required freshman seminar course. Again, this totaled up to 18 credits, and I would say my workload is comparable to my high school workload. And for your reference, I took 10 AP or AP equivalent courses and 12 honors courses. Again, you have to be careful about what courses you take, because in the end, you're just trying to fulfill the general ed requirements at UVA, and you have to be sure that all the courses you take, or at least the courses you intend to transfer, do end up transferring. I really struggled in my West Civ class because personally, I've never found any interest in history, and I can say with confidence that my professor was just a lot more difficult than the others. He was a chill dude, but he just expected a lot more from us, which is fine, I guess, but it's not chill when all the other classes don't need to know as much as us. Every class would get a study guide before every exam, and other classes would need to know 30 terms and then prepare for 3 essays, whereas my class would have to prepare for 80 terms and 6 essays. So it's just the professor matters. Professors matter, and don't be afraid to switch into a different class. I also struggled in Spanish, and it's not because it was hard, but it's more because I just didn't put in the work. My professor was the sweetest woman ever, and her classes were interesting, but I just didn't put in the work. I finished with a B, but I definitely could have done better. Even a B+ or an A-. Probably not an A, but I definitely could have done better. Also, I kind of decided in the beginning of the semester that I would just take Spanish, because since it's accelerated, I got 6 credits from this, and I just decided that I would take this course and then drop Spanish and finish my language requirement with Korean at UVA. This actually is not gonna work because you have to fulfill the language requirement. Like you have to get 14 credits in only one language, not two. So my Spanish is kind of useless now if I plan on taking Korean, which I do. So yeah, again, know your requirements. Python was chill, you know, I was one of the best students. Chiwoo, me and you. I'm super excited to take the C/C++ course next semester, and also honors composition was a really interesting course. I think it was mostly because of my professor. Yeah, it was mostly discussion based, and I wish I participated more because the things we talked about, they were genuinely interesting. And although I dreaded writing all of the essays, I definitely learned a lot from just like writing out like the content and like making reflections, because I think I learned a lot about myself and society. Lastly, if you are not a morning person, do not take an 8 a.m. Bro, I'm telling you, you have the power. Don't take a course at 8 a.m. If you don't, just don't do it. I ended up taking Calculus 2 at 8 a.m. 4 days a week. 4 days. I would say I ended up being late to like 60% of the classes, but it's because my professor didn't care about tardies. So I was always like in class at like 8:10. I would also recommend that, actually not even recommend, I highly advise you to look through every syllabus for all your courses and see the attendance policy, because like some professors, they allow like 3 absences before they start deducting points, or 5 absences, or some people count tardies as absences. So it's really important so you know like where you can slack. It was very important for me, you know. I chilled a lot more because I was aware of the policies of my professors. But yeah, if your advisor tries to sign you up for an 8 a.m. and you're not a morning person, just be like, no. Okay, next let's talk about social life. For your reference, there's about like 80 students this year in the UVA Wise program, and over like summer group chats and whatnot, we generally know like who is heading over to Charlottesville next year. Personally, most of my friends, I would say, are within the UVA Wise program, but that doesn't mean that I don't have friends outside of the program. The people was kind of a concern for me because, I mean, I've never been in Southwest Virginia, so it was like an unfamiliar region, but I'm glad to say that I was relieved when I got to the campus and everyone was really nice. One of my friends said it the best, but the people definitely made my experience at Wise. As for the party scene, I'm definitely not the best person to talk to because I've never been to a college party. I don't know, like, it's just not my scene. But I know there are like, obviously like, there are frat parties, and you get a lot of time since like obviously you're living on your own and like you don't really have the same responsibilities you had back at home. But that in and of itself is a responsibility because you really need to be good with managing your time. Because like I have so much time to do homework, but I still don't do it because I procrastinate and I just push it off and I just do whatever I want. But yeah, I mean, you have a lot of time to do whatever, like, I don't know, there's a lot of time to kill. On the weekends, I mostly spend time with my friends, like making food or even going out to fields and just stargazing. Dude, the stars are elite. There's so many stars when it's not cloudy. It's so nice. There's like this church down the mountain and it has a really large field. So sometimes me and my friends just drove down there and then we just chilled, you know? It was really nice. Also, for your reference, if you're worried about the community and like how you feel like you won't be like challenged by your peers, I would say for the most part, all 80 students that are in the program with me, they're all really driven, they're all really motivated, and they're really excited to go to Charlottesville. So just know that there will be people like you if you choose to go through with this program. So overall, community, I would say it's pretty good. UVA Wise is not a university, and so the student population is just under 2,000, I think. So it's on the smaller side of colleges, and while there are things to do, I would say you definitely have to initiate it on your own. Like, there are intramural sports throughout the semester, and I participated in intramural volleyball twice, like 2 seasons, and while they were really fun, I easily could have brushed past them and just like not done it. And I kind of did this with SGA. A lot of my friends are a part of it, and I really regret not running because if we're being honest, like the positions would be a lot more competitive at UVA. So I would say definitely be ambitious, join a bunch of clubs that you're interested in, and apply for positions because you'll have a lot better chance here than UVA. Also, I founded the Asian Student Association as well as the Tetris Club with a few of my friends. The Tetris Club, okay, little mini section about Tetris. Some of my friends have issues. Like Tetris is one of like the stress relieving activities that give you stress. But because it's addictive, it's like you can't stop. And like I'm like kind of more relaxed. I'm on the more relaxed side, but some of my friends, bro, just saying. You know who you are. But yeah, making those 2 clubs, we haven't really done anything with them yet because we got them approved at the end of the semester. But hopefully this semester, it'll be a lot more active and really fun. Also, these activities can really add on to your Wise experience. So I definitely recommend you participate. Okay, moving on to food. I'll probably talk about food more in another video, but there's no other way to describe the food other than mid, and that's being generous. So basically, as of 2021, all freshmen are required to get this one specific meal plan, which includes unlimited swipes at the Smith Dining Commons, and you get 50 premium swipes, which you can use at Chick-fil-A and Bill, which is basically like, it's like a bootleg Subway. And there are definitely pros and cons to this, definitely cons, but I'll probably take more time into dissecting it in another video. Personally, I brought from home microwavable rice and ramen because there definitely will be times when you just want to eat your own food. Things like back at home that you can't eat. Like you'll definitely get sick of the food, okay? Some of my friends brought pots from home. There's a Walmart, and also there is a Food City, so if you need to go grocery shopping to buy things, then you can just head on over there. Oh, really quickly, there is this bus system called MetGo. I've never used it before, but a lot of my friends use it, and like you can basically just like take the bus and ask them to drive you somewhere, I think, and they do. I don't really know how it works, but just know that that is an option. There are 4 dorms that I know of, them being Still, McCrary, Culberson, and Henson. And just like in terms of like quality, I think Culberson is just known to be the best. But when I was applying for housing, keep in mind I signed up for housing late because most people that are just going to UVA Wise signed up earlier in the year when they got accepted in like January, February, March. And all the year in Wise students decided to go to UVA Wise through the program in like April, May. And so the only available spots were Still and McCrary, and most of the year in Wise students reside in those halls. Personally, I prefer Still over McCrary Hall because 1, we have AC, 2, it recently got renovated, I think in the past year, and also it's really nice to be around a bunch of year in Wise students and getting familiar with them. Of course, we also have non-year in Wise students as neighbors, and they make for great neighbors, so yeah. Story time. There was one issue. There's like this gas leakage, and it was bad. Like bad to the point where some of us had to stay at a hotel for the night. And I personally had an exam the next day, and I like emailed him, you know, I tried to get out of it, telling him I lost a lot of time studying, because I actually did. I lost like hours, and he was like, bro, like you had so much time to study, like, and this is my West Civ teacher. You had so much time to study, like, bro. Dude, you know, everyone knows you cram in the last day. So if I lose hours on the last day, you gotta do me a solid. But I mean, I was destined to fail that exam anyways, so it is whatever. Anyways, just know that Still, Culberson, and Henson all have AC, and McCrary doesn't. So if that matters to you, also, I would say Henson is the most convenient in terms of location because it's like right in between the library and the dining hall. It's also the closest to classes as well. But personally, I would recommend you sign up to live in Still Hall because you'll just get to know a bunch of year in Wise students through there. Anyways, Still is the move. Okay, this is gonna be the last section of the video, and we're gonna be talking about the facilities. So first, the gym. Every morning, or most mornings, after my 8 a.m., I would eat breakfast and go to lift with my friend. And the gym, it's a pretty good gym. Like, everything you need will be there. Next, the other gym, like the basketball gym. If you hoop and you plan to hoop at UVA Wise, not for like D2, but like just like recreationally, just know that the courts are dusty as like they are, dude. They're so slippery. I literally had to get new shoes. I purchased the KD14s just because they're known to have like one of the best tractions. It's bad. But yeah, there is basketball, volleyball, and soccer club held in this gym, and there's also intramurals. But yeah, also another thing to note: no AC. No AC. There's also a sand court right behind the dining hall and 3 racquetball courts in the student center. This is actually where I practiced volleyball with my friends. It was definitely not ideal because like it's really small, but you gotta do what you gotta do. They also provided testing and vaccines and boosters, as well as the flu shot. And there are clinics on campus and some hospitals in Norton, which is the city right next to Wise. I would just say make sure to like check if they accept your insurance, because one of my friends, they went and I think they had to end up paying like $1,000 because they didn't accept their insurance. So yeah. Honestly, my first semester at UVA Wise was a lot better than I anticipated it to be. While the school is just a little bit too small for me, my friends and the activities on campus made my experience really enjoyable, and I was also challenged academically. If I had a chance to go back, would I choose this program? Absolutely. I actually think it's really nice to spend your first year at a small campus like UVA Wise and then transitioning to a slightly bigger school in UVA. In terms of advice, make sure you know what your UVA Gen Ed requirements are. Be careful about what courses you take and make sure they transfer over to UVA. Don't be afraid to take 18 credits because you can definitely do it. Stay involved in clubs and activities and have fun. That's it. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe. I'm planning to release more videos about my experience at UVA Wise through like vlogs and just like other videos kind of like this one. So stay tuned. Comment down below what you want to see from me next. And yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.